Hello folks, we're back at the shop, back with the Jag 1. We're still ripping apart, getting ready to basically swap everything into the new beautiful Jag. And just kind of thinking here what all we got to do. Need to get these wheels swapped around. I need to get coils removed, all the old fuel system, fuel lines need to come out, motor mounts need to come out. I've got, what we got in here? Shifter needs to come out. Got a bunch of gauges, got a bunch of nice gauges that all need to come out. Eventually, rear end is gonna get swapped around because this has got the 373s and the limited slip out of an xj6. What else we got? I think that's it. I mean, we'll probably pull, what we got back here? Probably end up pulling, obviously, the battery. There's a ethanol content sensor, a couple things. I think the fuel cell is just gonna stay for now anyways. My plan, let me look at you. Let me get a good look at you. My plan is to use the stock tanks on the new Jag because those are still the saddle tanks in the fender wells with the cool flip up caps. And that seems like something I want to try out. You know, filling up a fuel cell, not great. Also, then I'd have a working fuel gauge, I think. Because the fuel gauges and fuel cells, if you've never used a fuel cell, not great. They, basically what happens is the thing is full of foam. So you got like a quarter tank and it says you're empty, which I guess once you know isn't a terrible thing, but yes, plenty to do. I'd like to get this thing pulled out and basically put up for sale, and hopefully somebody comes, hopefully somebody wants to do something with it. It's still a pretty nice car, really. You know, it's not obviously pristine. It's not a show car by any means, but it's definitely not a horrible. I've looked at much worse. Let's just put it that way. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna loop these power steering hoses so that way when we try to drive this thing around, not drive, but when we try to move this thing, we don't have a bunch of issues. Yeah, it's all black in here. You can't really see anything. All right, throttle cable. That was our ghetto fix from Automotion. We were down at Automotion, big car show here in Wisconsin. And it's like an hour-ish, hour and a half-ish drive from here. And made it all the way down there, pulling into the parking spot for our hotel, and the thing just blows. This power steering line, just puking oil everywhere. It was great. Austin and I were kind of talking about the other day was I want cruise to work in this machine, the new one, and I got a nice drive-by-wire throttle body over there and a Trailblazer intake that I think would look really nice on this thing. Then we could just get a drive-by-wire pedal and we just do drive-by-wire. The ECU that's in this thing is actually out of an express fan and is set up to run either. It'll do both. So, could be good. That would simplify my cruise control woes quite a bit. There's one. You guys peeped the Slop Shop shirt too? That's what I'm talking about. Check this out. Might be able to see this. Oh baby, isn't that nice? I thought so. If you'd like one, hit me up. We can make you one. Okay, motor mounts are both out. Got those tossed over on the shelf. parts shelf. What else we got here? Go ahead and pull all these battery cables out and put these bolts in the bucket. I think we'll go ahead, get this coil pack yanked out of here. Shouldn't be too terrible, hopefully. I put these like remote coil bracket deals in. I don't know, I'm not crazy about them, honestly. Once they're mounted, they're all right, but getting them mounted is kind of a pain in the ass. You gotta like pull the coils out of the bracket. And it might just be the cheap brackets I bought it. Actually, I don't think these were that cheap. I think they were like 50 bucks for the set. So, could be better. I'm still really not a fan of the bumpers on these cars. Can't lie about that. They just look so bad. The crash bumpers that they put on these things. But I think we got a plan for that, honestly. I'll have to show you on the other car, but I think it'll look okay. Basically just gonna end up yanking the struts. Because behind each bumper there's 2 shock absorbers. Because that's kind of the whole point behind them. You're supposed to, they're like a 5 mile an hour impact. Something or other stupid waste of time. See what I mean here by, you gotta pull this coil off in order to get to these bolts. Not great. See that? Beautiful. Beautiful piece of art. I think that's all that needs to come out of this corner. We'll just swivel you fellers right on over to this disaster. When I put this car together, I had this great idea that we would hide the wiring harness. And let's just say I'm not going to do that again. It just makes it a pain in the ass to do anything to this car. Made it a pain in the ass, I should say. No self-tappers in the next car. That I can confidently say. I think the self-tapper days are over. You guys ever use nutserts? Man, that is the way to go. We're back. Quick battery change. Man, I tell you what, GoPros are nice, but they will chew a battery up in no time flat. I don't even do anything crazy. I film in like 1080. I don't even, but man, you get like 30 minutes, if that. And then the thing comes out of there and it would burn your hand almost, it's so hot. This disgusting wiring harness in here can just stay, I think. We're gonna use a new harness, cut a new one down. I'll go ahead, we'll get this regulator pulled off of here. I forget where I got this. I like to use Parker push lock stuff. And this isn't Parker, it's Foster Manufacturing. But it says that it's supposed to work with, basically it's Parker push lock basically is like a generic version, I would imagine. And I've gotten in the past some stuff like that that's supposed to be like push lock hose, and it always fits like ass, and you end up putting like hose clamps on it because it doesn't, leaks and it doesn't hold. But that stuff there seems pretty good. No complaints so far. Okay, the regulator off. All right, so anyways, yeah, yeah, we're gonna take basically just those fuel lines and the power cable, the battery cable out. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We want this trans mount. We're gonna reuse that for sure. We need to put these U-bolt clamps back in so they don't get lost quick. I don't know if you heard me saying this before, but when we put this, come on over. We put the newer, or the different ring and pinion in this. When I had this drive shaft made originally, a long time ago, I told them, you know, I was like, I don't have to worry about the drive shaft. Just put 1350 joints in it, make it stout. I don't want to have to buy another one of these drive shafts. And they delivered. They did her. But now I bought this adapter flange deal so I could run my 1350 U joint on essentially what this is a Dana 44 differential. And the guy goes, well, hopefully you have a drive shaft loop because your U joint is now stronger than your pinion shaft. So needless to say, that's on the shopping list. Actually, I think I have a drive shaft loop for this. Just never got put in, which works out because it can go on the next car. I ordered some different, just some cheapo universal engine mounts for an LS. And I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna bolt that engine and trans into the car with the existing stuff to locate it correctly, basically. And that way my drive shaft and basically all the stuff that I had already will work yet. Are these both gonna leak a bunch of gas? What's your thoughts? That's gonna leak a bunch of gas. Okay, you done? Thank you. It's the 85, it evaporates. It's basically just alcohol. This does have a fuel filter. Never cleaned it, but it's got one. I do not know how much fuel is in this fuel cell yet. There shouldn't be much. The thing was, we drove it, I haven't put any fuel in it since Automotion, which was an hour and a half away. Plus the drive home, plus the drive here, it should be pretty close to empty. Tapped on the tank earlier and it felt pretty empty. God, I used plenty of zip ties. No shortage of those. We're leaking. We're leaking out of a hose in a hurry here. We could just, that should be clean fuel. We'll just let her drain right into a gas can. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we've made ourselves a mess. That's gonna spread out like a wildfire here. It's fine. I've only said it like 10 times. E85 evaporates pretty quick. Come on back, folks. What we're gonna do, you see this beautiful fuel pump setup I got here? It's covered in trans fluid because they had a training oil line leaking. That was fun. I was excited about that. We're just gonna crimp this guy off. Hopefully it doesn't leak too bad, and we'll take it loose. This is gonna be one of those things where it's like, there's gonna be no in between. It's either gonna work really well, or we're gonna make an absolutely giant mess. Once it's in your armpit, that's when you know it's working. Oh man. What's the deal here? Oh my God. Yep, this is how this is going, isn't it? Eesh. Let her run, boys. Oh my God. What's the chances there's more than 5 gallons in here? Probably pretty good. In hindsight, preparation could have been better. But hey, E85 evaporates quick, you know, right? Probably not that quick. Ooh. Oh God. Wow. That went terribly. Well, safe to say I wasn't running out of gas on the way over here. My God. This fuel cell only holds 20 gallons. Okay, we don't need to be dumping more gas on the floor. We've done plenty of that, sir. Here's kind of what we got going here. We're just waiting. Gonna get these power wires yanked off. We'll get these pumps out. And then actually, we gotta do some stuff with that shifter yet. I just gotta get these brackets off of it so we can pull it back up through. And then, that didn't sound good. Somebody's got into an accident on the interstate, I think. Anyways, then I think we're ready to go inside, get some gauges yanked out, and yeah, we're making progress. We're almost ready to bring the other car back. Okay, what do we need out of here? I'm gonna take that. Just because. Okay, snag this battery. Put this on the charger, actually. We got a battery charging. Honestly, I think the next guy can have that fuel cell. I don't know what the hell I would use it for. Should probably grab that license plate. Okay. Ready to throw up? You can throw up now. I'm gonna grab a light so you guys can see the disgustingness. I don't even know where that ECU is heading. Oh my. What the hell is going on in here? I don't. It's been like 3-4 years since I did this. And I don't remember what it looks like in there. I'd imagine it's scary though. Ooh. That's pretty gross. What is this? Oh man. Looks like it's just zip tied up here. I guess. Yep. Okay. Wow. If I remember right, those are 7s. Okay. Sorry, we had another battery change. It's a common occurrence currents here. I did switch over to 30 frames per second instead of 60, and that did seem to help with the last battery. So I guess you guys that watch these videos, let me know if you notice a difference between 60 and 30. I know when a video gets rendered down, you know, when it's uploaded to YouTube, it's like 25, 30 frames per second. So I guess I don't know if that's gonna translate to a difference or not. Okay, now we can let this car down and we can yank the shifter out. Shifter gauges, that's all we got left. And this thing can find its new home, its forever home. Hopefully not at a junkyard being turned into a Prius. My only question is, do I just pull this rear end out right away? That's gonna be the biggest problem, really. We gotta get the rear end swap is gonna be an interesting one. Because basically, need to yank, this has got a, well, you guys know, you watched me pull it out before. It's got its own cradle and everything for the rear suspension. And pulling that out on jack stands on the ground does not sound like a good time. Let's just pull that out. Well, I think I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna worry about recording this. You guys have seen me do this before. So I will, we'll get this rear end yanked out, and I'm going to, basically I'll just bring you guys back in once the rear end's on the roller, and we'll go from there. Okay, folks, listen here. That's out. I'm getting way too good at pulling these rear ends out of Jags. That took like 20 minutes. They do come out pretty easy though. So, next kind of plan here, I think, is what we're gonna end up doing is I'm gonna lower this down onto these rollers, and then we'll be able to at least roll the car off of the lift out of the way to when we bring the other car here, we can toss that on the lift real fast. First thing we'll do, toss that on the lift, yank the rear end out, swap it over with this guy, and then basically just go from there. I think once we get the rear end out of the other car back in this one, we can roll this baby out and it can get loaded up on the trailer and sold. Sold to the highest bidder. Anyway, let's see, you guys can watch this disaster in real time. See how quick my E85 mess evaporated? All right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the jack on the rear end here. The lift arms are right where I want to put those rollers. So let's just hope this is a strong enough part of the car. We'll find out. I don't really care, to be honest. I should, but I don't. I don't think it was strong enough. Oh yeah, okay. There it is. Does it roll? Huh, kinda. It's gonna wanna roll in all sorts of directions. Okay. I wonder if I dare try to put this hood back on by myself. What do you think of the, is there any dust up here? When you do any dusting? Little bird's eye view for you guys. I'm gonna attempt to get this hood on. Could be comical. Okay. Ooh, that baby's way off.